How concerned are you about having to police the vaccination status of patrons?
Oh, look, not so much. I guess what I'm actually excited about is that we have some sort of pathway that we can actually look forward to opening. And in fact, what we're doing on Wednesday, 20th of October, is a dinner to celebrate back to normal life, a black tie dinner at our restaurant Glass at the Hilton. So I'm looking forward to opening our doors, getting our staff back into business, and slicing and dicing and pouring wine and doing hospitality as we do best.
And so in advertising that reopening, like Matt Moran at Aria and Neil Perry at Margaret, have you had any blowback on social media about reopening to the fully vaccinated at 70%?
Oh, look, we've had a little bit, but I'm not really taking notice of it. I'm following the health order, and we're just moving full steam ahead. Exciting to get back into our restaurants and get people coming back in, and making sure our customers and our staff are safe and happy, mostly.
How difficult have the last 3 months been for the sector and for you personally?
Well, look, 70 days into it now, I think, and the real problem is a lot of the small businesses. I'm very lucky at Glass where we have 1,000 square metre venue where we can open up in this 4 square metre rules with about a capacity of about 140. So, but if you think about your local cafe that may have 5 or 6 tables in it normally, who've got to cut that down to probably 2, it's going to be really tough. But what is tough is the small businesses around this country, especially Victoria as well, have been through this a lot harder. But they're the hard-working backbone of this country, the small businesses, the shop owners, the corner store, the cafes, the restaurants, the wine bars. So it's really tough for them. Their cash flow is dried up, and they've got to open up to something that's new, not knowing whether staff are coming back, and how it's all going to come back. But I'm quite positive. I think our last lockdown last year, when we reopened, it was in stages. We were allowed tables of 10, then a capacity of 50, then the 4 square metre rule. But when we did open up fully, it was fantastic and business was booming. And I think the state government here in New South Wales with Dominic Perrottet and Victor Dominello did a great job in getting the Sydney CBD back to almost normal. And business for us and others was almost back to normal capacity. So it's going to be a worry when we do open and how we open again.
Yes, you mentioned 2 things there, smaller businesses, smaller operators that maybe might find that it's not financially viable to reopen at that 70% fully vaccinated target. And you mentioned the Sydney CBD, which we know has taken such a hit through this lockdown.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose 30% of small restaurants, cafes and tourism operators, as well as other businesses. There's so many hardworking Aussies out there who struggle to get where they've got, and they're probably scratching their heads saying, how are we going to open? So it will be very interesting to see how the path, if you look down George Street in Sydney now, the amount of police signs, Oxford Street in sort of Paddington, Darlinghurst, those sorts of areas as well, the amount of police signs there now is incredible. So I can only imagine what's going to happen in the next few months.
Today, the New South Wales Premier says even at 80% fully vaccinated, that unvaccinated people may still not be allowed the same freedoms as the fully vaccinated. Does that bother you as a business owner that you could potentially be turning business away?
Look, no one wants to turn business away. We've sort of pivoted in this period where we're doing pies and other things in our business that's kept us going and enabled us to bring staff back. When we do open, I'm looking at it, this is very positive. We've got to open, we've got to get business flowing again and our staff back. That's the most important thing for us, and the health and safety of our customers and our staff. So we'll work with the government, we'll have discussions with the government on how we're going to operate as a business. I mean, this is only news from perhaps a few days ago. So we've got to work with government and, perhaps with this passport coming out and the apps and things like that, we'll see how it all works together. But the most important thing is, for me, is to get our business open on October 20 and have a black tie dinner and celebrate a dinner back to normal.
Okay, will you be mandating vaccines for your staff?
Well, that's something we're going through with our staff at the moment. We haven't really got to that stage. We've just started to pick up the phones now and talk to our staff and see where we're all at. I'm double vaccinated. It's very important that everyone goes out and gets vaccinated. I think it's the only way we're going to get back to some sort of normality. So I think it's a clear message that everyone needs to go out and get vaccinated if they want to go out to restaurants or do everything that's the health order is saying.